Hi friends. I thought this book would be just right for this COVID time while we're staying in. This book is called Mop Top, and I think some of us are starting to look like this because we can't go and get a haircut. We might have to let moms cut our hair until we can stop sheltering in place and go to a barber again. So I'm going to read this book by Don Freeman. This is the story of a boy who never wanted to have his hair cut. Oh, it's not that he's having to shelter in place for COVID-19. It's because he just doesn't want to have it cut. Everybody called him Moppy because on the top he looked like he had a floppy red mop. Moppy didn't care what anybody said about his hair or what they called him. All he wanted to do was stay home and play. I think most of you are staying home and playing right now. He sometimes played at being a soaring eagle. That looks like fun. And he sometimes played at being a roaring lion, and a good lion he made too, without even trying. He looks like he has a good lion mane. His hair looks like a mane of a lion. Oh, looks like he has a friend peeking over the fence. Can you see? But the time came when something had to be done about the Moppy's top. And it happened one day when he was swinging from the branch to branch in his very own chinaberry tree. Oh, that's cool. I've never heard of a chinaberry tree. His mother came out into the garden and said, "Pardon me, but just who do you think you are up there, Tarzan?" "Oh no, Mother, I'm not Tarzan," said Moppy. "I'm a man from Mars and I'm visiting all the planets and all the stars." "Well then, Mr. Man from Mars, can you please plan on making a landing on Earth sometime today? We want to hop to the barber shop and get that floppy mop clipped off before your birthday party tomorrow." The minute Moppy heard the words birthday party, he dropped down out of the tree to the ground, feet first, and then stretched out his hand. "Here's some money, Sonny," his mother said. "I've just called Mr. Barbaroli, and he says he'll be ready for you at 4 o'clock sharp. It's a little 3:30 now, so you better hippity-hop to the barber shop all by yourself." Oh, he's a little bit older than you guys, so he can go down the street by himself. Moppy put the money in his pocket and off he zoomed across the vacant lot like a rocket to the moon. But just as soon as he turned the corner, he slowed down to a trot. Maybe he was having second thoughts, meaning maybe he didn't really want a haircut. "I don't need my hair cut at all, not today anyway," he grumbled as he stumbled along until some bright red lollipops in a candy store window caught his eye. They looked so good he had to stop to look at them. While he stood there staring, what should waddle up but a frilly, woolly pup? "What a silly looking pup you are," said Moppy as he bent down and tried to find the pup's eyes. "You're the one who needs a haircut, not me." And they both walked away in opposite directions. What does opposite mean? It means Moppy went this way and the pup went that way. Opposite. Moppy hadn't gone very far before he saw Mr. Lawson mowing the lawn. "That lawn is what needs a haircut, not me," said Moppy. Mr. Lawson stopped to wipe his brow and said, "How about letting me use this machine on that grassy patch of yours, boy? It could do with a little mowing." He was just kidding, but Moppy didn't want to wait to find out. Moppy thought he better just get going. So off he went. But the closer he got to the barber shop, the slower he hopped. He was nearly there when he saw a man on a ladder snipping some branches off a low, droopy tree. Maybe that tree needs a clipping, but not me. "Oh, I don't know about that," said the man on the ladder. "You could do with a few snips of these snipper skipper." Ay, ay, ay. At that, Moppy skipped away and came at last to the barber shop. Did you ever notice some barber shops have that pole out front? That's an old symbol that that's a barber shop. But hard as he tried, he could not make himself go inside. He decided to run and hide in the grocery store next door where he could think things over. Oh, I don't think there's anything to think about. His mom asked him to get a haircut. He really needs to go get one. And this is where he hid. He hid behind a barrel of brooms and brushes and fancy red mops. By and by, a lady without her glasses came up and told the salesman she wanted a mop to help her keep her kitchen floor clean. "What's more, I want the strongest, fluffiest mop you have in the store," she said as she began shaking the mops one at a time. "Here, this one will do very well," said the lady. "I'll take it with me right now." Ouch! Let me go. I'm not a mop. I'm a boy. Oh no, the lady certainly did let go, and in a hurry too. She didn't know that was a boy. She just saw the top of his head and she just thought it was a mop because all the other mops were that color. Oh my. Moppy scurried out of the door and headed straight for Mr. Barbarolli's barbershop. "I thought maybe you forgot," said Roly-Poly Mr. Barbarolli, "but you're right on the dot. It's exactly 4. Then in one long leap, Moppy was up in the barber chair seat, ready to get his hair cut nice and neat. "Please, Mr. Barbarolli, I don't want to look like a mop anymore," pleaded Moppy. "I don't want to clean somebody's kitchen floor." In a jiffy, Mr. Barbarolli was clipping and snipping away and combing and cropping without once stopping, as if he had not a minute to lose. Finally, he did stop. He held up a mirror and said, "Well, Sonny, who is that, would you say?" "Ooh, he looks pretty good." I know many of my friends have been to a barber shop to get their hair cut. "It's me. It's me without that floppy old mop on top. Hooray," said the boy in the chair. And then he hopped down and gave Mr. Barbarolli the money, and out the door he flew, feeling light as a feather. All the world looked spick and span, and the boy who was once called Moppy hopped up the street for home. Everything felt new now, even the weather. The tree was neat and tidy, the lawn was nicely mowed, and look at the pup. Even the pup had had a trim. The next day was a birthday party, and there was a big cake with 6 candles lit on it. And on the frosting was written, "Happy birthday to Marty," which was his real and true name all the time and forevermore. I like that cute story. Thanks for joining me, friends. Bye.